She was 17 years old, a janitor's daughter, someone the executives literally walked past without seeing. But on October 14, 2019, Maya Williams found something in a trash can, just 12 words scribbled on a crumpled piece of paper, that would bring down a billion-dollar empire. Welcome to True Crime Explorers. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss part 2 dropping soon, where we reveal what Maya's decision truly cost her. Picture this. It's 11 p.m. on a Tuesday night in downtown Chicago. You're 17 years old. You should be worrying about homework and college applications. Instead, you're pushing a cleaning cart through silent corridors of a billion-dollar tech company, earning $12 an hour under the table. This was Maya Williams' reality. While Meridian Tech Industries executives made million-dollar deals during the day, Maya and her mother Carmen cleaned up after them at night. They were invisible, the kind of people wealthy men don't acknowledge when they walk past. But invisibility has advantages. When you're invisible, people get careless. They throw things away, thinking nobody's watching. They forget that invisible people have eyes. The discovery: Maya wasn't supposed to be working at all. Her father left when she was 12. Her younger brother Daniel needed glasses the family couldn't afford. When Maya saw him squinting at textbooks, struggling in school, she begged her mother for work. 3 nights a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., Maya finished homework, then worked the executive levels with her mother. She put in her earbuds and listened to true crime podcasts. Stories about ordinary people uncovering extraordinary secrets. She was trained to notice what others missed. On October 14th, Maya was assigned to clean Bradley Morrison's office, Chief Financial Officer of Meridian Tech. His corner office had floor-to-ceiling windows and artwork worth more than her mother earned in a year. Maya was emptying his trash when she saw it. A piece of paper torn from a legal pad, crumpled tight. Something made her pause. Instinct from all those true crime podcasts. She smoothed it out under the desk lamp. Most of it was numbers, but at the bottom, angry handwriting. Ghana accounts, 47 mils discrepancy. Fix before Q4 audit, use protocol 7. Maya stood there, every instinct screaming this was wrong. She didn't know what protocol 7 meant, but she understood discrepancy, $47 million missing, and fix before audit sounded like covering up evidence. Her hands trembled. This was none of her business. She was 17, making $12 an hour under the table. She should throw it back and forget it. But she thought about her father, who abandoned them without consequences. About her mother working herself to exhaustion for poverty wages while men like Morrison made millions. About Daniel needing glasses while someone casually discussed hiding $47 million. Maya folded the paper and slipped it into her pocket. The investigation. Maya didn't tell anyone. She knew how it would sound. A teenage cleaning girl accusing a billion-dollar company based on a crumpled note from the trash. But she couldn't stop thinking about it. That note invaded her thoughts constantly. So she started researching. Every day after school, Maya went to the library. She taught herself corporate terminology through articles and YouTube videos. She learned about quarterly audits, external accountants, verifying financial reports. She learned about offshore accounts and shell companies. She looked up Meridian Tech Industries, a $1.2 billion tech giant. CEO Richard Castellano had been featured in Forbes, given TED Talks about corporate responsibility. Then she found the Ghana Project. In 2017, Meridian announced a partnership to bring internet infrastructure to rural schools in Ghana. Castellano won awards for it. The project was supposed to cost $200 million and transform education for 500,000 students. Maya started comparing press releases to financial disclosures. The documentation was vague. Numbers didn't match between reports, and one name kept appearing: Cayman Holdings Group. She tried researching it. Nothing. No website, no employees, just a registered address in the Cayman Islands, a notorious tax haven where companies hide money. For 3 weeks, Maya lived a double life. High school junior by day, at night cleaning offices and paying attention to what executives threw away. She kept a dollar store notebook tracking everything: timelines, shell companies, following the money. Her mother noticed she was exhausted, distracted. "Maya, baby, you need more sleep. Your grades are dropping." Maya couldn't explain. "How do you tell your mother you're investigating your employer for fraud?" Slowly, the picture became clear. Meridian announced a $200 million humanitarian project. They collected tax breaks, government grants, and glowing press. They built maybe $80 million of actual infrastructure in Ghana. The rest funneled through fake vendors and offshore shell companies, money that simply vanished. They were stealing over $100 million while everyone applauded them for saving the world. At 17, working for $12 an hour, Maya Williams had uncovered one of the biggest corporate frauds of the decade. The decision. Maya lay awake at night weighing her options. She could stay quiet. Her family desperately needed her income. Her mother needed her job. Who would believe a teenage cleaning girl accusing billionaires? They'd fire her mother with some excuse, performance issues or budget cuts. They'd lose their apartment. Daniel wouldn't get his glasses. And rich men would hire expensive lawyers to make everything disappear. But Maya couldn't stop thinking about students in Ghana. Kids promised computers and internet access that could change their lives, resources that would never arrive while billionaires got richer. She thought about investors who believed their money would be used ethically, about taxpayers funding those grants, about thousands of Meridian employees who'd lose jobs when this eventually collapsed. Because fraud always collapses. The only question was how much damage it would cause first. Maya remembered what her mother always said. "We might not have much, baby, but we have our integrity. Nobody can take that unless you hand it over." On November 8, 2019, Maya made her choice. She skipped the last period, AP English, discussing moral courage in literature. She took 2 buses across Chicago, carrying her notebook, printouts, and that crumpled paper in a plastic sandwich bag. She walked through the revolving doors of the Chicago FBI field office at 3:47 p.m. The receptionist looked at her like she was lost. Maya was still wearing her school backpack. "Can I help you, sweetie?" Maya took a breath. Her heart pounded. She was 17, about to accuse some of Chicago's most powerful men of massive fraud. "I need to report corporate fraud," Maya said, her voice steady. "It's a billion-dollar company, and I have evidence." She sat in that waiting room for 45 minutes, second-guessing everything. She could still leave, walk out. Nobody knew she was here, but then she'd have to live with that choice forever. When Special Agent Jennifer Torres finally came out, Maya could tell she wasn't expecting much. The agent looked tired, probably thinking this was another conspiracy theorist. "I'm Agent Torres. You said something about corporate fraud?" "Yes, ma'am. Meridian Tech Industries. They're stealing over $100 million from a humanitarian project in Ghana." Agent Torres's eyebrows raised. "That's serious. What makes you think—" "I work there. I clean offices at night, and I found this." Maya laid out everything methodically, the Ghana project, the discrepancies, the shell companies, the offshore accounts. Then she showed Agent Torres that crumpled paper. "Ghana accounts, 47 minutes discrepancy, fixed before Q4 audit. Use Protocol 7. She watched Agent Torres's expression change. I watched her call in another agent, then another. Watched them ask serious questions about timelines and sources. 3 hours later, Maya walked out as the sun set. She felt lighter, like she'd put down a weight she'd been carrying. She'd told the truth. It was out of her hands now. What Maya didn't know was that telling the truth was about to cost her everything. Because in corporate America, powerful people have connections. When they realize they're about to be exposed, they fight back, and they fight dirty. On November 12, 2019, 4 days after Maya went to the FBI, her mother received a call. "Carmen Williams, your employment has been terminated effective immediately. Performance issues. 8 years without a complaint. And now, days before Thanksgiving with 2 kids to feed and rent due, she was fired." The message was clear. This is what happens when you cause problems. But Meridian Tech didn't understand Maya Williams. She wasn't someone who backed down when threatened. She was someone who got angrier, more determined. An angry 17-year-old with evidence of billion-dollar fraud? That's the most dangerous thing a corrupt executive can face. Maya didn't stop. She doubled down. What happened next? The FBI raid, the arrests, the trial that captivated the nation. That's in part 2. I'll tell you what that note really meant. Why Protocol 7 sent executives to prison. And what it actually cost Maya to be called a hero, because it's not what the headlines told you. If you're invested in Maya's story, hit that like button. Until part 2, remember, the next time you see someone emptying your trash, pay attention. The people we don't see might be the ones who see everything.